All right. So here on Rasslin, we talk to everybody. We've talked to current WWE champions. We've talked to past WWE champions. We've talked to the legends of the business. We've talked to people that are doing things outside the business. Right now, we got somebody who's doing a little bit of everything. We got somebody who was a staple of WWE TV for a very, very long time, and now he is coming into the Barstool universe. Wrestled at WWE as Hornswoggle. He's wrestled on the independent stage as Swoggle. He is Dylan Postl, and he is joining me right now. There he is. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. It's good to have you here. And I got to ask you,
hell of a head of hair on you.
You know, I'm about 2 weeks past my haircut appointment, and I feel really bad about it.
No, it looks great. You got a good wave going. It looks great.
No, I look at you right now, and you got the flow down to your shoulders, right? You got everything going. That's if I can't have a nice high and tight, I'd like to be like you, just flowing freely.
The issue is that's why I got to wear my hat a little.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's real good here. It's real thick and luxurious here.
Yeah.
Not so much.
How about but the beard's thick?
I got a lot trimmed off the beard too. So nothing is worse. I got real lazy with my beard, and my mustache, and all my facial hair, and I couldn't eat anything without having shit. Can I say shit?
You can say shit. I was about to accuse you of eating pussy, so go ahead and say shit all you want.
I was not. I mean, I'm a gentleman.
Okay, very sorry.
Gentleman. I don't kiss or eat pussy and tell. There we go. Back to eating.
Yes.
I couldn't eat anything without getting in my mustache and in my facial hair. So I was like, I got to take care of this. I got to look like a decent human.
You look good. It's a good looking beard.
I know I do. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't realize we were going to go down that way. Tell me about your fight. So this Friday, Rough N Rowdy, Barstool. It's always a hell of a deal. It's always...
You forgot to mention it's the main event.
No, I was getting there. I know how to do my job.
That should be the first thing you say.
Okay, this Friday in the main event of Rough N Rowdy, we've got Dylan Postl coming in and fighting. He is going in the main event. Dylan, tell me about this fight.
I've never watched a Rough N Rowdy before the last one.
Okay.
A buddy of mine said, "Hey, come over. I'm ordering Rough N Rowdy." I said, "I don't know what that is."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I instantly was a fan. Instantly. Like that. The first fight happened and I was on board. After the first fight, I brought my son along with me. After the first fight, ring girl comes out. I look at my son. I go, "Landon, you're becoming a man tonight."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, and it was fun. I legitimately became a fan. Then I saw Jeremy Smith's fight and I literally said, fuck it. Sent a tweet. Rough N Rowdy, let's go. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
They got back to me instantly. Let's go. It was off to the races. Wheeling and dealing. I was getting antsy because we didn't announce it until after March Madness. And I was like, is this happening? And then we announced it, and this shit's blown up. Guys, we're gonna make history. One way or another, we're gonna make history, and it's not gonna be like piece of shit Jose Canseco either.
All right, so now I have to ask you about this because the gentleman you're fighting is a fighter. He is somebody who's done this.
No. He's fought twice.
Okay, but that's 2 times. He's a fighter.
So if I hold on.
You're going to be a fighter after this Friday.
No. Okay. Brandon, stop. If I go to the park and hit a tennis ball 4 or 5 times, I'm a fucking tennis player. Essentially, I'm Andre Agassi. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying you're Andre Agassi.
No. What you're saying is that sit down. You're fine. I don't want you at your age. I don't want you to hurt your hip.
Correct.
It's fine. So if I go to the tennis court, and I hit balls for 20 minutes, I'm now a tennis player.
Okay. I apologize.
No. Just say yes or no.
You're not. No.
Okay. So this guy has fought twice.
Yes.
That means he's a fighter.
Okay. Well, he is our.
No. Just a yes or no.
No.
Okay. So were you correct or were you wrong?
Well, he is our champion.
Not what I asked.
All right.
Were you correct or were you wrong?
I guess.
No. Just one of the A or B. There's
technically speaking, I was wrong.
Thank you. That's all we need to go.
So you're fighting this guy in the main event of Rough N Rowdy. Are you? What's your training like? Are you nervous at all? How are you feeling?
I have been training for 7 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
Hardest training of my life. I hired a coach, and I've been going. Like, I'm taking this shit seriously. I legitimately seriously, and it's happening. I'm ready, man. I want it to be Friday. Here's the issue.
Yes.
Last Saturday, 2 days ago, I just ran a wrestling event with 1,100 people.
I was about to ask you about that, but
Craziest thing we've ever done. And dealing with the stress of that, and dealing with everything with that show, and then my real life with my son just being awesome,
mm-hmm.
and training and preparing for this fight and dieting. I've never dieted in like the last 4 years. I haven't cared. I love food.
Mm-hmm.
Taking this shit seriously. It's going to be awesome.
Either
way, and I keep saying it, we're going to make history for Rough N Rowdy.
When you say that, though, I feel like history can be made in several ways. It could be made by you knocking him the fuck out, or it could go the other way.
I don't care what happens in the fight. We're going to make history with buys. This will be the most bought Rough N Rowdy of all time. And you know why,
Because you're not a piece of shit like Jose Canseco.
No, it's because I'm a fucking known star. That's why.
Okay. Well, you're also not a piece of shit like Jose Canseco. Can we establish that?
I keep saying it. I'm a decent human being, unlike the piece of shit Jose Canseco. I'm not going to take a fall. I'm not going to take my money and run home and put more steroids in my arms. I'm not going to do that.
You know what? You know what my favorite part about you? This is real talk. Whatever the fight happens, whatever happens. You're going to be fighting in the main event against our champion. But you, at your core, are an entertainer. So I imagine when you come out the back and you enter the ring at West Virginia, it's going to be pure entertainment from start to finish. Am I about right on that?
No, you're 100% incorrect, actually.
Oh, incorrect. You just...
This is fighting. This isn't professional wrestling anymore. I am there to fight. I am there to box. I am there. That's what I'm there for. I'm not... First off, again, and now I go back to this, and I didn't want to go to this route. I'm used to performing in front of fans.
Yeah.
Again, as I said in my first interview, in arenas like Madison Square Garden, not dives in West Virginia in front of no one. So I don't have to put on a show. I have to fight. I'm being paid to fight. I'm not being paid to go out there and kick my heels and clap around. I'm being paid to fight.
Okay, all right. I would be entertained though if you did knock him out.
Might happen.
Okay, there we go. So I can take
entertainment and go back. I am not saying. I have never said that's going to happen.
Okay.
He has won he won his last fight.
Yes.
He won his last fight.
Mm-hmm.
I see how strong he is. I'm not saying tough and strong. Everyone keeps saying he's this tough guy. He's this strong human. No, strong and tough are two completely different things. That's why they're listed differently in the dictionary. They're not the same thing.
So, are you tough enough to overcome his strength?
We'll see on Friday. I've never met the kid. He called me. He said I was his Ric Flair and his Macho Man. That means a lot to me. But until after Friday, I don't give a shit.
So when he said you're his Ric Flair and his Macho Man, he's looked up to you for a long time. Is that the point he's getting across?
I assume so. He said he had my action figure. That either means he looked up to me, or again, like I know, I'm a fucking star.
Yeah.
And that's why he bought my merchandise.
If he looked up to you, though, and you knock him out, that kind of makes you an asshole.
Why?
Good point. Good fucking point. No, you're right.
I ask you this, Brandon, you're saying a lot of things where you're then having to go back on your words. And the issue is, just don't say them then. If they're not real, honest points, don't fucking say them.
Dylan.
Hey, no. Brandon, are you going to go outside and go, man, that sky is red? No, because that's just fucking stupid.
If I were interviewing the sky, I would ask it. I would ask it its opinion about its color.
Are you red? No, you don't want to be an asshole. Jesus, Pete.
Dylan, can I tell you something about Barstool?
Is it going to be an honest point, or is it going to be?
It's going to be a very honest point.
Go ahead.
I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm 42 years old and I do a show about professional wrestling. I'm a professional wrestler. I have titties.
You're only 42?
Okay, relax. All right. We're going to get back.
You look really good for like 50.
We'll get back to the fight in a minute because you are main eventing Rough N Rowdy and it is the biggest thing in Barstool
Have
here.
someone take some more notes for you, please.
Buy rnr.com. Check it out. It's going to be great.
Come with honest opinions, please. Not actually honest facts, not opinions.
I am really impressed that you did just do an indie show with 1,100 people in Wisconsin. It was a huge indie show, wrestling. It was it looked awesome. I didn't get to go. I've just getting back from my COVID.
You didn't get to go because it was sold out because I was on the card. Very simple.
COVID quarantine. But I really wanted to go. It looked awesome. How was Saturday night?
Awesome. Honestly, like now Dylan Postl and now not the asshole.
Right.
It was awesome. It was the coolest thing that we've done in a long time.
You had Kevin Nash, you had Matt Cardona, you had a ton of people there.
We didn't have ICP.
Well, okay.
Supposed to.
Okay. Well.
But it was amazing. It actually was amazing. Everyone, and we did it as safely as humanly possible in this day and age. Everyone I talked to that came through the door, I said, "Do you feel safe? Like, do you feel like we did all we could to make sure that safety was our number one concern?" I said, "Yeah, we feel safer here than we do at Walmart. Like, it's if I can, and I keep saying this in every interview I do, if for 2 hours, 3 hours a month, I can take people away from the craziness of the world and the stress of the world and put a smile on their face and make them forget about what's going on in the real world for a bit, I've done my job, and we as a company and we RACW have done our job."
Yeah, I love that mindset. I love that the escapism of wrestling. I do want to ask you some wrestling questions.
This is a wrestling podcast.
Very much is. You can see I've completely, and this is okay. They said I could do this copyright wise. I don't owe anybody any money.
It's very wrong though because your titties aren't big enough.
So did you watch WrestleMania?
I did. I loved it.
I thought it was fantastic. I thought night one was really good. I thought night two was good. I thought much like you just said, in this pandemic, we just need entertainment. We need to be able to forget things for a while. And that 6 hours, 2 nights of WrestleMania, I thought they did really, really well.
Here's the crazy thing. Let's be honest here. During that 6 hours, unless they said pandemic or COVID or great to have fans back, you forgot about everything going on. It felt normal.
Yeah.
So I all day yesterday, all day today, I've been getting messages about our show on Saturday, our event from Saturday, and just people saying thank you for just bringing some bit of normalcy back that hasn't been there in a very long time. And that's what we want to do. We all want normalcy back. And if we can take small steps, as long as we're doing it safely to do so, like I said, I think we're on the top of that hill and like looking down at the normal world coming back. I think we're at that point. And who knows? I could be wrong. It's happened once in my life, but I think it's coming. I think it's going to be here soon.
I very much agree. And just the fact, I have never performed in front of sold out arenas, Madison Square Garden. You have. For somebody who's seen that, experience that running through your body, I know watching WrestleMania and seeing those 25,000 fans had to bring back some of those memories, those feelings. And this is what you do this shit for. This is what you watch wrestling for, stuff like that.
The fans make it all worth it in the end. The money's really fun and awesome, but the fans make it worth it. And the reaction of the fans and that kind of thing is what we do this for. I could go in the middle of a ring and bite a dude on the ass, but if there's no one there to laugh at it or have fun with it or cheer it, I'm just weirdly biting a dude on the ass. Yeah.
I do it in the Barstool office. I get arrested. Shit's crazy.
Next question, please.
Who are some of your current favorites? Because I'm watching, I think this Roman Reigns character is the greatest he's ever done. I really love what Bobby Lashley's doing on the Raw side. Who are some of your favorites when you watch stuff today? Who sticks out to you?
Dolph Ziggler is by far the most overlooked talent I feel in wrestling history. He's had his moments at the top. I don't feel there's anyone better than him in any stretch. On the mic, in the ring. as a human being, like he's the man. So I always watch him and Kofi because they're two of my good friends, and I love supporting them and everything they do. And they're both really fucking good. Um, like you said, Roman is doing the best work of his career right now.
Yeah.
The absolute best. It's bring out. I mean, his this attitude and this swagger of him has never been seen until recently, and it's shown more than this and punching the stage.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a presence about him that even when he was being pushed to the moon and as a babyface, but this presence of how good he is and he knows how good he is, it really delivers.
And how about Edge, man? Looking great, moving great, just.
I got to be honest, when they added Edge or when he won the Rumble and he was going to be the main event of Mania, I wasn't really buying it. I wasn't really into it. I felt like something was missing. Like, nah, it doesn't really do it for me as a fan. And then the night happened and he comes out and you see his gear and he looks like $1,000,000 fucking bucks. And you just know that this guy's never going to not deliver in this stage. So it made, when I saw him in the main event, it was like, oh yeah, that's why. That's it. That's Edge.
I cannot think of one match of Edge's where it didn't deliver. You can't name one. Like you literally can't name one.
You can't name one. Absolutely not. He is somebody that he's a big game player, and I just forgot how much he belonged in the big game until I actually saw it again. It felt right.
Yep. Yeah.
So, one question I have for you is: I know you were involved in a lot of comedy storylines. You had the famous Vince father storyline, whatever. You had all that stuff. Did you ever refuse any stories? Did you ever say no? I'm not doing that.
A bricklayer shouldn't tell his boss, I don't want to use red bricks today.
Yeah.
A plumber shouldn't tell their boss, that wrench, I'm just not feeling it today. Just don't want to work with shit today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a professional wrestler, and I was working for Vince McMahon. He's paying me to live my dream, to literally live the only thing I wanted to do since I was 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
For me to throw a fit and ask about something he wanted me to do just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, well, that's a very well answered question. The question that I'm sure you get a lot, I'll just ask it here because it's kind of a lazy thing. You've made a lot of money on the independents at Swoggle. You've done everything. You're doing your stuff right now, and of course, you'll be in the main event at Rough N Rowdy. Will we ever see Hornswoggle back in the? I mean, I guess you never say never, but what do you think about that?
I don't know, man. I get asked that quite a bit, and I don't know what I'm eating for breakfast tomorrow.
Yeah.
Much less if I'm going to be working for the biggest wrestling company in the world in the future. I'm a very, it's probably not a good way to go through life, but I'm a very negative thinking person where I think that's never going to happen.
Sure.
So if it were to happen, I'm really surprised and it makes me really happy. Again, a therapist would probably hate me as their patient because of all the work they'd have to do with that mindset. But if you go through life thinking overly positive about things, you can only be let down. And I'm not saying I'm a negative thinker, but I don't like to get my hopes up.
All right. So last question. This Friday, you are in the main event of Rough N Rowdy 20. Is it 24? I believe it's 24.
Keyword main event. Thank you.
You are in the main event. You are the main attraction of Rough N Rowdy. For people who are watching this or listening to this, you've never competed in a Rough N Rowdy. If they haven't seen it, what can they expect out of Dylan Postl this Friday night, Rough N Rowdy?
Besides me, let's. I'm not going to focus on myself because that's what everyone else should be doing. Rough N Rowdy as a whole is the craziest, most fun boxing and just entertainment event I've ever watched on pay-per-view in a really long time. It's just fun. You can't not smile when you watch a Rough N Rowdy. You really can't. It has literally everything that that you'd want to see. It had, and now it has me on the card, and now it really does have everything.
Well, thank you for focusing on everything else.
Yeah, like I say, I don't need to focus on me. But this Friday, I keep saying it, but we're going to make history. Rough N Rowdy is going to make history. I believe we're going to blast every buy rate number that you guys have ever done, and it's going to be awesome. And hopefully the following that I have, hopefully it carries over to Rough N Rowdy, and I know they're going to love it. Wrestling fans are going to love Rough N Rowdy, and if I can be a part of that, that's pretty special. And when I make Jeremy Smith famous and pop his Instagram numbers and his Twitter numbers, no matter what happens, he can thank me as well.
All right, that is Dylan Postl, Rough N Rowdy, this Friday, big event. Dave will be there, Dan will be there. We'll have all the characters. It's one of Barstool's tentpole events, and it will be good as ever. And the main event will be something to behold. Thank you, Dylan.
BuyRNR.com. Don't worry, Brandon. I'll plug it for you since you can't do your job.
Dylan, this is a 2-hour show. I've done it. I've already said BuyRNR.com like 50 times.
During this interview with me?
No, not. The promo during this interview with you is you talking.
I understand that. So why wouldn't we, as businessmen and as people that care about the product and about the buy rates, want to mention it as much as we can during this? So if I'm just tuning in 3 minutes into this interview, I don't know what we're talking about. And then I know what they're talking about, but I don't know where I can buy it. Why wouldn't you mention it multiple times during that interview? So no, here we go, Brandon. Get your feet off the desk.
Nope, this is my desk.
Your stone-washed jeans that come up to your shins. It's fine. BuyRNR.com. BuyRNR.com. This Friday, BuyRNR.com.
All right, listen.
And guys at Barstool, I know you're listening. Brandon did not do his job. I did it for him. I expect to see that bonus on the check as well.
All right, Dylan, listen. If you want me to say BuyRNR.com over and over, yeah, I'll say BuyRNR.com. That's what I'll do.
Now it's just overkill, and you're trying to turn this into something of a joke. And I'm the comedian. I'm the stand-up guy and the stand-up guy. But do your job better. That's all we want. As fans of yours, all we want is you to do your job better.
Okay. I'll do better next time.
BuyRNR.com.
God damn it, BuyRNR.com.
Thank you, guys.